Good afternoon, members, and to the viewing public, and to our public here in the gallery. The chair now will call this first day, first special session, dated Monday, April 24, 2023, into order. Can we please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Fadda, Representative Faudan,
Here.
Representative Fattau,
Present.
Senator Babalta,
Present.
Representative Benavente,
Yeah.
Representative Kamatsu Angelo, Representative Kamatsu Diego,
Present.
Representative Kamatsu Joel,
Yeah.
Representative Kamatsu Vicente,
Present.
Representative Castro,
Estiga.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Here.
Representative Flores Joseph,
Present.
Representative Flores Marisa, Senator Magofnia,
Geiger.
Representative Manglonia,
Present.
Representative Omar,
Present.
Representative Probst,
Present.
Chairman Sablan,
Estiga.
Representative Villagomez,
Here.
Representative Yangtamay,
Ice cream. Present.
Representative Yumu, Representative Fadda, Representative Komatsu Angelo, Representative Flores Marisa. Mr. Chairman, we have 18 members present, 3 members absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With 18 members present, we have duly established a quorum. Please take note that Representative Marisa Flores, Representative Roy Adda, and Representative Angelo Camotso is hereby excused in today's order of business. Thank you, members. Moving along in our order of business, we are now in item B. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have one SNAP Journal number 2303, third day, first regular session dated March 30, 23.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, I recognize the floor leader for the proper motion.
Thank you, Chairman Sablan. I move to adopt SNIL Journal 2303, third day, first regular session dated March 30th, 2023. So moved.
There is a motion by the floor leader for the adoption of SNIL Journal number 23-03. It has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Motion adopted. Thank you, members. Moving further down on our order of business, we are now on item C, public comments. And at this time, the podium is open for whoever wants to provide testimony on what's reflective on today's order of business. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, and your esteemed members of this SNIO body, Saipan and Northern Ireland Legislative Delegation. My name is Oscar Mbabauta, the Special Assistant for the Administration. Mr. Chairman and members, I bring greetings this afternoon from across the street from the Palacios Apatang administration. And I'm here to convey the administration's sincere messages of gratitude and appreciation, primarily to you, Mr. Chairman, and the members, and in particular, especially to our JGO chairperson of SNIO, none other than Senator Edith De Leon Guerrero, Senate President herself, and her esteemed members who conducted the hearing for Mr. P.D. Tibus for not the administration's nominee for a member of the zoning board, Commonwealth Zoning Board. So I'm glad that finally Mr. Tibus appeared this afternoon with the family to witness the occasion of him being confirmed by this SNIO body this afternoon. That being said, Mr. Chairman, the administration expresses its deep gratitude and sincere sincerity. All of my rem and buenos dias to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, SA Oscar M. Babauta. The podium is still open for any member of the public who wishes to make comments. There happens to be none. We now move further down in our order of business. We are now on item D, introduction of local bills. And at this time, I recognize Representative Blas Jonathan Ataw.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Formally introducing House Local Bill number 23-9 to the delegation to appropriate unobligated funds under Saipan Local Law 23-01 and for other purposes, introduced by myself and several others. And I respectfully ask the floor leader if we can place this on calendar for action today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. With no objection, I now recognize the floor leader for the proper motion.
Thank you, Chairman Sablan. I offer a motion to calendar House Local Bill 2309 for today's action. So moved.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you, members. Moving along in our order of business, there happens to be none on item E, introduction of local resolutions. We now go to item F, messages from the governor. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have six. Governor's Communication 23-06 to 23-11.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on messages from the governor. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, there happens to be none on item G, messages from the Mayor of Saipan and the Northern Islands. We now move down to item H, reports and communication of heads and department and agencies. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have one department and agency communication 2306.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on reports and communication from heads of department and agencies. I recognize Senator Edith Guerrero.
Chairman, thank you. Members, I'd like to have a discussion, and in the interest of the public, I think this is very important that we talk about this particular memo from the Department of Public Works dated March 30, 2023, where it talks about the migration of the account from JD Edwards to Munis system. And on the memo itself, it talks about until the Department of Finance restores or includes the appropriation accounts in the Munis system, is only at such time that the department can utilize the funding. I am aware that the accounts that were listed by the Department of Public Works is dated as of December 31st, 2022. And it adds up for all the projects for Saipan to include other municipalities to a total of 1,743,006.24 cents. But additionally, Mr. Chairman and members, I think we also need to maybe request for an updated report from the Department of Public Works. I do notice that, for example, under the Olei Church Road ongoing project, I'm not sure if that's the one that's already been paved, and the appropriation funding source is coming from the Gaming Act of $150,000. If that needs to be updated, we can request from the department to update that. This is very concerning because we hear the narrative every day about first-class destination, how we want to improve our economy, how we want to improve Saipan, and primarily that is our objective as SNIO delegation, is to address the infrastructure and the development of the economy of Saipan so that we could attract the visitors to increase our visits to the Commonwealth so that we can increase revenue. And if we look at all of these funding sources, I understand the migration of accounts from the old account of JD to the new Munis system. That's understandable. There's always going to be glitches. But I think going back in time and the implementation of October 1st, 2021 of the Munis system, we're talking about today of April 2023. there has to be some kind of closure perhaps from the Department of Finance Acting Secretary to update us on the standing of every and each account that affects the jurisdiction of Saipan, the municipality of Saipan, so that we could move forward with these projects. And I do know that when we legislate and we pass, that these monies are not reprogrammable unless we effectuate another legislation on the floor to reprogram the funding to fund other sources or other programs. The people of Saipan deserve to know this information because we hear the cries of the people that there's a lot of issues facing our Commonwealth, especially here also on the island of Saipan. And again, I'm going to put emphasis on the narrative that we are constantly preaching about a first-class destination. If we cannot identify and correct the books of the Commonwealth, then we cannot continue to paint the picture out there in the community that we are going to be having a first-class destination when we can't even fix our books. So, Mr. Chairman, I ask that we get an updated report from the Department of Finance and also from the department level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam President. Senator Edith Guerrero, so noted. The chair will reach out to both departments for an update on all these appropriated funds. Are there any further discussion on reports and communication from heads and department and agencies? Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now at item I, House Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have four. House Communication 23-10 to 23-13.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on House Communications. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now on item J. There happens to be none. Senate Communications. We move down to item K, Delegation Matters. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there are six, 23-32 to 23-37.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on delegation matters. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now at item L, Miscellaneous Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there are eight, 23-17 to 23-24, 34.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on miscellaneous communications. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving further down on our order of business, we are now on item M, reports of standing committees. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have Standing Committee Report number 2302 from SNIOD, Standing Committee on Judiciary and Governmental Operation, reporting on the appointment of Mr. Pedro I. Tibus to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Zoning Board.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, I recognize the floor leader to make the proper motion. And when we vote on this motion, this would officiate the confirmation of Mr. Pedro I. Itubus. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to advance the nomination of Mr. Pedro I. Itibus by adoption of Standing Committee Report 2302, recommending the confirmation of Mr. Itibus to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Zoning Board. So moved.
Thank you, floor leader. There is a motion offered by the floor leader for the adoption of Standing Committee Report 2302, reporting the recommendation to the full body for the confirmation of Mr. Pedro I. Itibus to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Zoning Board. It has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Aldan,
Yes.
Representative Actal,
Yes.
Senator Babalta,
Yes.
Representative Benavente,
Good.
Representative Camacho Diego,
Yes.
Representative Camacho Joel,
Good.
Representative Camacho Vicente,
Yes.
Representative Castro,
Good.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Yes.
Representative Flores,
Yes.
Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Representative Manglonia,
Yes.
Representative Omar,
Good.
Representative Probst,
Yes.
Representative Villa Gomez,
Yes.
Representative Yang Tamay,
Aware.
Representative Yumu.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Hungan.
Mr. Chairman, all 18 members voted yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With all 18 members present voting on the affirmative, Mr. Pedro I. Itibus is officially confirmed by this august body to serve as a member of the Commonwealth Zoning Board. Congratulations, Mr. Short recess so that we can have one photo up with Mr. Pedro Itibus. Thank you, members. We rise back to our session. And at this time, before we went into recess, we were at reports of standing committees. We now move further down. There happens to be none on item N, reports of special and conference committee. None on item O, unfinished business. We have none on item P, resolution calendar. We now are at item Q, bill calendar, and at this time, I recognize the floor leader for the proper motion.
Thank you, Chairman Sablon. I now offer a motion to suspend Rule 9, Section 10, to suspend the second reading of House Local Bill 23-09. So moved.
There is a motion to suspend pertinent rules, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion? Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now move to pass House Local Bill 2309, entitled to appropriate unobligated funds under Saipan Local Law 23-01 and for other purposes, introduced by Representative BJ Atto and several others. So moved.
There is a motion offered by the floor leader, and it has been seconded. Discussion on that motion. Recognize the author of the House Local Bill,
Thank you,
Representative
Mr.
Bijato.
Chairman. So House Local Bill 23-9 is just appropriating the funds that were line item vetoed under Saipan Local Law 23-1, which is the funds that are supposed to be going to the Board of Parole. One of the concerns that were brought up was the expenditure authority. It should be in consultation. We actually had to fix that because of the access to the Muni system with the Board of Parole. The board members don't have access to the Muni system, so the chief of the Board of Parole will be the expenditure authority. The chairman, but with the consultation of the chief of parole. So I just want to make that clear, and also so that for legislative intent, that the funds under 23-9, just like the funds from Saipan Local Law 23-1, are derived from Public Law 20-59. So it's very clear that these funds are not just local funds. It's coming strictly from Public Law 20-59. And thank you again, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the floor leader for allowing this to be placed on calendar for action.
Thank you, Representative Bijato. Any further discussion on the motion offered by the floor leader? Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Faudan,
Yes.
Representative Fattah,
Yes.
Senator Babauta,
Yes.
Representative Benavente,
Good.
Representative Camacho Diego,
Yes.
Representative Camacho Joel,
Ungan.
Representative Camacho Vicente,
Yes.
Representative Castro,
Ungan.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Yes.
Representative Flores,
Yes.
Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Representative Manglonia,
Yes.
Representative Omar,
Ungan.
Representative Probst,
Yes.
Representative Villa Gomez,
Yes.
Representative Yanktamai,
Aware.
Representative Yumo. Mr. Chairman,
Ungan.
Mr. Chairman, all 18 members voted yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With all 18 members present, voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill number 23-09 hereby passes the delegation. Thank you, members. That took care of the bill calendar. We now move further down in our order of business. Item R, miscellaneous business. Are there any miscellaneous business? Ready? We move further down. Item S, announcement. Any announcement? Oh, yes, recognize
Sorry.
Representative Yang.
Okay, just one clarification, with the $10 million that we have. We have to finish it by the 30th? Sorry, 10,000 was just joking. The 30th of May, or we have to list everything down?
If the chair asks that if you can start obligating those delegation funds, that's what's in the memo.
Can I
If you,
make an advancement for October trip or something?
of course, you,
Just ask.
yes, as long as it's within the
If we submit it.
with finance regulation. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further? That will be a miscellaneous business. Any further? If there's none, we move down under announcement. I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Chairman. Just wanted to announce that tomorrow, the farewell for the Bulgarian dance troupe will be taking place at the Carolinian Ut at 6 p.m. And I think everybody's invited, and encouraged to bring a dish or something to share with others. So everyone is invited tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Thank you, floor leader. Any further announcements? Ready? We are now in item T, adjournment, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to adjourn today's order of business, subject to the call of the chair or his designee. So moved.
There's a motion for adjournment offered by floor leader, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. We are now adjourned. Thank you, members. We are now adjourned.